All right, there's a town that sits about 35 minutes from downtown San Antonio, and it's up the I-10 corridor going west towards El Paso, Texas. Now, it's snuggled right into the Texas Hill Country, so if you're looking for a place to live outside of San Antonio, you don't mind a short commute down I-10, and you're really looking for that Texas Hill Country feel, then I'm sure you've seen this name before, and it's not Boerne, it's not Bern, it's Boerne, Texas, and it's become one of the most sought after places near San Antonio. It's actually ranked number 2 sought after ISDs to bring your children to. So Boerne, Texas has become really big and the growth has been substantial. So stick with me here while we discover the top 5 pros and cons of what it's really like to live in Boerne, Texas right now. Howdy folks and welcome. If you're new to my channel and new to me, I'm Mina Slaughter and I make videos all about what it's like living in San Antonio, Texas and areas surrounding the Texas Hill Country. Now I love covering the best neighborhoods and the top things to do so you can get a real feel of what it's like living here. Yep, I'm going to be talking about the up, down, left, and right, what it's like to eat, sleep, play, breathe here, and everything in between here in Boerne, Texas. So if you're not new here, welcome back. It's great to see you. Make sure y'all smash that subscribe button and tap that notification bell, and you'll be notified anytime we put out a new video on this channel. Your support helps me reach more people that are looking to call San Antonio, Texas, and areas of the Hill Country home. It also helps me learn the topics you're interested in, and if you're thinking of moving to San Antonio, Texas, I am a licensed realtor, and you'll see that number on the screen. And look, we get so many folks who are reaching out who are either relocating to Texas, they're PCSing with the military, and they want to talk about their move to San Antonio, Texas, and Boerne and areas of the Hill Country, and we absolutely love it. You can do the same thing too. Just go ahead and give us a call, shoot us a text, send us an email. However you'd like to get a hold of us, we've got your back when it comes to living in Boerne, Texas. All right, so we're going to go ahead and start this off backwards, and I'm going to give you the number 5 first, and we'll work our way down to our number 1 pro and con here in Boerne, Texas. So let's go ahead and give you our start off here with our pro number 5 on our list. And I'm sure you've heard this before because Boerne has that Texas Hill Country living style. So if you're looking and you really believe me when I say that Boerne doesn't disappoint, it actually has 10 city parks, 3 walking trails, and the Cibolo Outdoor Nature Center. So you won't be able to decide what in nature you want to do if you decide you want to live in the Texas Hill Country. So this place has everything. The city has a skate park that have kiddos that are really into the Tony Hawk on their skateboards or the Dave Mirras on their BMX bikes. My boys love skateboarding and BMXing. We had pegs, we had all kinds of things. Always wrenches everywhere and gas and all kinds of things everywhere. It was always a nightmare. And there wasn't really any skate parks growing up when the kids were little. So it's really nice that they have a skate park in the area and it gives a kid, the kiddos an outlook, just have some fun. So definitely check that out. Now there's other options such as the Kinder Park. Now this is fenced and it's a shaded park. It's really popular with families with really young children. There's a lot of playground areas. There's even a rock climbing wall. So the Kinder Park is perfect place. It's a great place. You can have small birthday parties there and gatherings. So you should check out the City Park website. And I'll give you a tour here in just a second of where to find the park tour. You can see all the parks and everything there. Now this is actually home to, as well on this website, the home to the trails. So the trails are open spaces, there's sport fields, tennis courts, there's so much going on. Now there's Northrop Park, which is Boerne's home for the baseball, softball, other outdoor recreations, and the fields are used for Little League and adult recreation leagues. And you can rent them out, so just something you should know. Now one of my favorites is Boerne City Lake Park. Now, no motorized boats can go in that lake, just so you know. It's, paddle boards, kayaking, or sitting in a tube and kind of wiggling yourself around, however you want to do it, floats, whatever. So Boerne City Lake is actually located 1 mile northwest off of Cibolo Creek Road. So you do have to pay admission to get in. There's $10 during the week and $15 during the weekend. But if you're a Boerne resident, it's free to get in. So just a little tidbit there. Now there's a ton of outdoor fun there. They have an 18-hole disc golf course. So I know it's so popular right now. My boys love to play disc golf. They sign up for weekend competitions and they go out there and they just have fun throwing their discs into these cool little baskets. I bought them one for Christmas so they could practice out in the yard. So it seems to be pretty fun. They go all over San Antonio, areas of the hill country. It's pretty neat. So now other areas and things that you can do out there. They do have volleyball if you like to volleyball. Like I said before, you can go kayaking, take a swim in the lake, tan on the beach side. You can have a picnic. You can actually drop your fishing line in the water and catch some fish. But just know Texas does have the rules, so make sure you go to Texas Parks and Wildlife website and make sure you get yourself a fishing license. Pay the day expense to just get the 1 day fishing pass. Don't let the Texas Game Warden catch you fishing without a license. You will get a ticket. It's just not worth the time. Just go online, buy a day pass. Super easy. So skipping over from fishing, there's also butterfly gardens. Now, I don't know if you understand how important butterflies are, but just like bees, they go from flower to flower pollinating, right? So they have a beautiful butterfly garden out there, a big bird observation blind, picnic tables, areas with grills. There's walking trails. They are unpaved, so make sure you're wearing good shoes when you're walking out there. Don't go open-toed. Don't go wearing high heels out there thinking you're gonna go walking in the trails. I've seen all kinds of weird stuff out there, like secure your feet, keep your ankles secure when you're walking on unpaved trails. I've seen so many people falling down on the roads. It's insane. So for all of those of you that can't live without technology while you're out here, just know that all the parks actually do have limited Wi-Fi service. So if you really need that quick dopamine rush and you want to jump on your social media website, they do have Wi-Fi if you are traveling around on those trails. Just make sure, it is limited. So last place we can't forget to talk about is Cibolo Nature Center. Now, it's 6 miles of trails of walking through native prairie. It's a beautiful place. It has marsh fring and it just gives you a really beautiful feeling. They have live oaks, cypress canopies, you name it. It's a really important research and science center and conservation center, which people should really understand the importance of conservation on the land, the water sources, the animals. It's really crucial. This location actually just does collect data on the land, the water, and the wildlife. So you should definitely go in and check it out if you have any interest. So there you have it, folks. There's a ton of options of outdoor parks, trails, and nature galore. Now, let me tell you here real quick, I'm just going to share my screen with you so I can show you. So here we go. All right. Cibolo Center for Conservation. Now, as you can see here, it's a really pretty place. Cypress trees, river running through. Like I said, you can go foraging through the plants. There's conservation classes. Take the kiddos out there, let them run through nature. Come on, all through time, we've been hunters and gatherers, so it's in our nature to be outdoors. It's a great way to heal yourself. So definitely go check it out. You can check out the research in action. Like I said, there is a research center here, so you can go and see, how they're monitoring the birds and the bird count and what the breeding looks like and what their migratory bird patterns look like, where they're flying to and when and why. It's just a lot of great information. And it's so beautiful, the cypress trees on the water. Bandera, Texas has cypress as well in areas, and it's just so beautiful. Now, let me take you over to the Parks and Trails website here real quick. Now, like I said earlier, I'd take you over to the Boerne website. Now, it is a Boerne, Texas website. It is run by the city. They do the parks and trails, as you can see here. They do take care of all of this here. So like I said, main plaza, you've got River Road Park, you've got all the major softball fields, like I just said, Kinder Park, the city parks. There's facilities, tennis centers, amphitheater. There's the aquatic center, the adult lap pool. There's tons of programs you can, join and get involved in. You can donate if you have time, all kinds of stuff. And the city does take care of the cemetery. So just a lot of information in one place. Here's Main Plaza, Veterans Plaza. Like I was saying, City Lake Park is here, Boerne City Park, Northrop for the baseball, the Kinder Park. This is where you take the little kiddos and have the, birthday parties, let them play in the little areas, skate park, and all of that great stuff right there. So, like I said, lots to do in Boerne, Texas. So that's going to be my number 5 pro there, and that's just getting out outside in Boerne, Texas, kayaking, fishing, observing nature. So there you have it, folks. That's our pro number 5 here in Boerne, Texas, and that's all the parks and Cibolo Outdoor Nature Center, all the outdoor wildlife. All right, so sticking to it and keeping to the theme, that's going to bring us to con number 5 on the list. Now remember, we're working backwards down to number 1. So usually people go 1 to 5, but I figured let's mix it up and go 5 to 1. So, all right. Now most folks don't want to touch this truth with a 10-foot pole, so stick with me here. They don't even want to acknowledge most factual truths. However, facts are facts, and as long as there's substantial support and evidence that backs to it, it's always going to point this way. So that's going to bring us to con number 5 in Boerne, Texas, and that's residents tend to be moderately conservative in their values and in their voting registry. Now. Listen to me before you run off the rails. I'm not giving you my personal opinions here. I'm just going based on historical facts. Now, I've been told also on many occasions by many people who are relocating or looking for new homes in the areas of San Antonio and Boerne, they don't want to live in conservative locations. They want to live in more diverse and more culturally diverse locations. And okay, cool. No harm, no foul. Wherever you want to live, I'm going to find you a home no matter where you want to live. So I decided to look up the voting registry from past statistics just to look at the polls, just to see what everyone's talking about. And I did find in Kendall County that 22.8% of the people who voted in the last election, presidential election, were Democratic. 75.9% of that was Republican Party and 1.3 were just independents. So what does that mean? Well, it means if you're looking for a really culturally diverse crowd, people who have, a little more, whatever you want to call it, less conservative views, then let's just flat out and say it. I don't touch politics with a 10-foot pole. However, I am addressing this because it's been a notion of the past that, people are looking for diversity, and Boerne, Texas is just not for you then. So don't find it insulting. Facts are facts, So that would be our con on the list here for number 5 for folks. And that is Boerne, Texas has conservative values. So shifting over from the cons back onto the pros list is going to be our number 4, and it's going to be Boerne Market Days. Now, Boerne Market Days are really awesome. There's a fantastic location right in the historical district in downtown Boerne. It's open on Saturdays and Sundays on the second weekend of the month from January to December, and this is the Market Days. It's become really synonymous with shopping in an outdoor setting. There's tons of artists, craftsmen, vendors. They're sharing their creative talents. You can buy all their wares. They have some really, music in the background. Now, one of the most notable things that happens is to be the Boerne Village Band. So founded back in 1860 by Dr. Carl Dinger, they're still playing in Boerne, Texas today, and you can catch them here during Boerne Market Days or some of the seasonal events. The band's actually won numerous awards and accolades throughout the year, and they've been honored by the Texas legislature and the First Republic of Germany. So you can find them on Main Plaza during various times of the year in the summer months. There's events during Wurstfest and New Braunfels you can check out, usually October to November. So if you don't catch them in Boerne, you can catch them in New Braunfels. We love to go and watch them. They usually play in one of the larger tents. We eat pretzels, drink beer, dance to the music. Everybody, it's really authentic German music. So it's fun to eat those hot pretzels and do the, chicken dance and stuff like that during these events. So like I said, they play at Oktoberfest and they do play at Dickens on Main in Boerne. So you should check out that as well. They do have a lot of seasonal events and you can check out a lot of stuff, and you can buy people's Christmas gifts and holiday gifts, birthday gifts, a lot of custom stuff, handcrafts, collectibles, and so much more. So definitely don't waste your time. Check out the schedule. You can see all the season town events year round. You won't want to miss it. So that's our number 4 on the list of pros, and that's Boerne Market Days and seasonal events. So jumping back over to the cons list is going to be our number 4 here. Now, if you love being outdoors and doing all of what Boerne, Texas has to offer, then you're going to agree with me here when I say that allergies in the Texas Hill Country definitely hits the cons list. So according to the Asthma and Allergy Foundation of America, San Antonio and areas of the surrounding hill country, allergies suffered 5th city worst in the country for allergy sufferers in the fall and for the spring. Now, Boerne is only a 35-minute ride from San Antonio, from downtown San Antonio. Therefore, all those cedar trees that you see in the beautiful Texas Hill Country, they're right smack in the middle of your backyard, and they are dusting the air yellow. So most folks get a break when it comes to allergies in other areas of the country, but not San Antonio. It's year-long mountain cedar, ragweed, molds, African dust, you name it. So you definitely have to practice a lot of care being on the outdoors. So going in inside, after you've been outdoors all day, going in, taking a shower, doing nasal rinses, just keeping yourself really clean, taking allergy medication. Now you're gonna see these allergies run year long, like I said, and when you start feeling those debilitating symptoms such as like itchy, burning red eyes, sneezing incessantly, it's annoying. It happens to me when I catch myself off guard. Maybe I'm out showing houses all day long. I'm in the hill country going back and forth from San Antonio, and I'm just not paying attention. And by the time I get home, my face is getting all swollen and I can't smell anything. And I realize, oh no, I've been smelling too much cedar all day. I'm in trouble. So, got to go rinse off, change, do my little regimen, and, try to get myself back to normal. So you'll see this start happening really from late December into early May. Then you start seeing it again at the end of the summer, right when we're going into fall. We get another dusting. Not as heavy as in winter to spring, but still another dusting. So like I said, hitting our number 4 on the cons list in Boerne, Texas here is going to be allergies. Now here we go, right dab smack in the middle of the list is pro number 3. Now it might be obvious to you if you've been searching school districts when looking for your relocation to send your kiddos to. Now I'm going to point out that number 3 here on our list is the school district. So Boerne Independent School District, they're top ranking and folks want their kiddos to go there, let me tell you. They are ranked number 2 district in San Antonio, and according to state testing, they rank at 68 and 67% in proficiency in math and reading. They have a 17-to-1 student-teacher ratio. They're ranked number 39 in the state for best school districts. They're also ranked number 84 when it comes to best athletes in the state. 98% of the students that graduate from Boerne Independent School District, the majority of the students after graduation, go to college, to Texas A&M, to UT in Austin, and UT in San Antonio. UTSA, birds up. So that's awesome. That's my alumni, number 3. So birds up again. That's awesome. Those are great numbers, great scores. Who wants their kiddos going out of state? I would like to keep mine here. I don't want to pay out of state tuition. All of these are great Texas schools. You can check it out on niche.com. Search it up Boerne. Search up Boerne Independent School Districts K through 12. You can see people's reviews, see what people like, see the location on the map, and it'll give you a really good feel of what like Boerne Independent School District is. You can check their website out as well, Boerne ISD. Check that out as well. So there you have it, folks. That's our pro number 3 on the list out here in Boerne, Texas, and that's the schools, Boerne Independent School District. So kicking right back over to the cons list brings us to our number 3, and that's going to be the cost of homes are higher. Now, since the pandemic hit, we all knew home prices were going for ridiculous amounts of money because the demand and the availability of the homes were the main issue, and we never had those historically low interest rates ever. So there was a lot of statistical factors that were making all of these things happen. The demand was high, homes were low. You're hearing me, kids. The old supply and demand applied here. So in real life, it does apply, kiddos. So if you're listening along with your parents in the living room on that TV, especially down in Lakeland, Florida, you better listen to that teacher and read how supply and demand works. So the average home price in Boerne, Texas rose to a median average of $537,000, which was a 13.1% increase just from last year, 2021. So you're going to have many home options when it comes to purchasing or renting homes up in Boerne, Texas. So many of the homes right now are sitting on the market for about 30 days. So depending on your proximity, where you need to be, location, amenities, all these things take into account. On the low end, if you're looking for a pre-sale home or pre-owned home, you're looking at an average of $325,000 and up. If you want to do new home construction, they're a little bit slower right now, so you do have to look a little further in advance to find what you want. You can find it, but it is starting about the low 400s. So, size, proximity, a lot of things play into that. That's just minimal amounts. Go up 5, 6, 7, lots of different price ranges in Boerne, Texas. So if you're looking to spread your dollar a little further, Boerne, Texas might not be the place for you. So let's get right to it with pro number 2, and that's going to be new master plan communities, or MPC. MPC, you say. So the economy in Boerne is so strong and the unemployment rate is lower than the national average. With the growth and the demand for the homes in the area, it's generated a lot more need for master plan communities being built to accommodate all styles and walks of life and family needs. So if you don't know what an MPC is, it's a master plan community. And what that is it's thought through very thoroughly by architects, engineers, and construction leaders. And basically they create like a small town within itself. It's really awesome. It's all curated spaces to give you a lot of amenities and give you that small town feel, like I said. So for example, they provide amenities like clubhouses, pools, playgrounds, open spaces, trails, fitness centers, gathering spaces, pavilions, what else? Water slides, food trucks, theaters. They have so many amenities that go on in these little towns, I call them. And they're for any walk of life. They give you a lot of times different options inside the build. So whether you're a first-time home buyer or you're just getting ready to start a family, you're getting ready to downsize and retire, you need to size up because your family's growing, whatever the case may be, these MPCs really give you the need and they give you that small town feel. It's really cool. So there's a lot of great options out in Boerne, Texas, depending on price point, proximity, what your needs are and what you're looking for. A lot of folks tell me, and a repeat clients going out there, referring their friends out there so they can live in the same neighborhoods. Now, some of those builders that my clients love are Ashton Woods. They have great options and upgrades you can choose from. There's Perry Homes, Monticello Homes, Chesmar, Coventry. There's actually a newer kid on the block in terms of builders out here in Boerne, Texas. I've had the chance to meet the owner and the daughter in person. I've toured the homes. I've looked at the builds at all different, at all different levels. And they're really awesome and they stand out in terms of differentiation. So it does give you a lot of Texas Hill Country feel in these builds. And that would be Journey Homes. So I definitely would check them out. They also are located in Floresville, Texas, so something to look into. So there's a lot of options when it comes to MPCs out there in Boerne, Texas. Like I said, it's all going to come down to proximity, price, lifestyle, what you're looking for when you're relocating to Boerne, Texas. So that's our number 2 for pros on the list, and that's going to be MPC, and that's going to be master plan communities. So dwindling down our list brings us down to con number 2, and that's going to be the traffic. Ugh. So the roads are mostly 1-lane roads and go up and down in one direction in Boerne, Texas. So you can imagine what it's like with all the new population growth and the need to expand the roads. It's really dire now. I always tell some of my friends the best thing that I learned when I went to college, and I took a hazards class, like a hazards of geography class. And a city is only as good as its roads in and out as it's growing, something we were always told, because in the event of a catastrophe or a hazard, the roads get people in and out. So that's just something to think about there. So many of the roads in Boerne, Texas have been going under construction for years. It's super disruptive on your commute, especially during peak traffic time. Now, the fact of the road in front of the hospital has been torn apart for the last few years is a really great indication. The mayor tells the residents to stay patient, that they're going to get it done. And folks are starting to get really local about it on a lot of platforms. So the road situation is pretty dire out in Boerne, Texas. The traffic is something else. So we do have two main grocery stores in Boerne, Walmart being one, and the main is HEB. Now they're great, but parking is super frustrating and folks are in such a freaking hurry when they're going in and out there. I've almost been hit twice in the actual crosswalk, and one of the times was this summer when I was on crutches and I had dislocated my knee, or I dislocated it, but long story short, I sprained my knee really bad. I was on crutches. I was going through the crosswalk and someone tried to hit me. And then on the way out in the little cart, they tried to hit me and my husband as well. It's super nuts. People really impatient there. Now the next HEB that's closest to the one in Boerne is the one in Fair Oaks Ranch, unless you're willing to drive all the way up to Kerrville, which is everything's up the I-10 corridor. So all the growth that's going on in recent years has made for all-time congestion and lots of traffic on the road. Now, Boerne's population surged from 2020 to 2021, it grew 8.5% according to the last U.S. Census data. So remember, there's no light rail or subway system or bus system. You can take an Uber or a Lyft. It's going to cost you. And there's a hub for the Greyhound. So it's really not a lot of alleviation for traffic. So what does that do? It makes everyone be in their cars driving around. So folks who've lived in Boerne for over 10 years plus have made it a real concern to City Council, the need for more roads and to alleviate the congestion on the roads. You'll find a lot of areas on the interstate are being expanded, and they've changed a lot of the rules for the building and city codes in Boerne to make it clear for more future growth and expansion, according to some of the local reports they've reported in Boerne. So now just outside of the city, up and down the I-10 corridor on 46, that'll get you the destinations in and out of Boerne. So whichever way you want to go, those are the two main roads in and out of Boerne. So that's where you're getting in the majority of the congestion, because it's all one lane roads going up and down. So traffic in the summer does tend to lighten depending on what day you're going on, of course, because there's a lot less people commuting. Kids are out of school, people are off of work, but people are still going in to visit. So there's a lot of tourists in downtown Boerne. So folks that know not to go downtown. We all know how to divert around the town, so we never hit downtown Boerne most of the time. So like I said, however it comes, there's a lot of congestion in Boerne. So that's our number 2 on the list of cons, and that's traffic in Boerne, Texas. All right, we're ticking down to our last talk, and we're down to our number 1 pro on the list in Boerne, Texas. And the top of the list is the heartbeat of the town, and that's downtown Main Street. Now, downtown Main Street is an idyllic Main Street USA type location, has tons of shops, restaurants, and is a stone's throw away from the river park. There's tons of fun places to eat and be outdoors, and one of our favorite spots is the Dodging Duck Brew House. We get a large pretzel, we love the beer cheese and sausage, we get some German beer, and we just relax outdoors in the beer garden. It's awesome. It's actually located on the riverside as well. Another one of our favorite places is Dinger's Trading Company. Go there during the morning or early lunch. Coconut cream pie is amazing there. Try one of the fresh green salads with goat cheese and homemade balsamic dressing. Super delicious. Now, one of the long-standing local favorites you won't want to miss downtown is going to be Fickle Pickles. Now, they're wonderful, and they have specialty sandwiches and burgers. The weather's nice. It's a very family-like outdoor event, environment, and it's on the river area, so you can feed the ducks or just take a stroll down by the picnic area. It's a great outdoor space. There's walking paths and bridges out there. Now, some of the food options other than that down there, let's switch over to shopping. There's all kinds of trinkets and antique shops, eclectic furniture, homemade wares down on Boerne Main Street. Now, some of my favorites are the Boerne Farmhouse. They have a specialty store. It's an architectural salvage and home decor. It's a mother-daughter team. They're super passionate about historical pieces of furniture, and they just sprinkle in some new product to make it look beautiful. I love following them on Instagram and Facebook. Go check them out in person. They've got some beautiful pieces. They have a live edge dining table I want on there and display, and some beautiful cabinetry for the dining room. Some beautiful stuff. I just bought new furniture last year, but they have some really beautiful stuff in there. So go check them out. Just let them know I mentioned y'all to them when you go in there. They'll ask you, how'd you hear about us? Tell them, Mina Slaughter. Mina Slaughter told us about us. But yeah, go check out the furniture stores. There's swanky clothing stores like Ella Blue and J Forks on Main Street. And Main Street really just has an eclectic array of things to go check out. You know, sodas, ice cream, all kinds of stuff. Just a ton stuff year round. So don't forget, during the holidays, you have holiday shopping. You got Dickens on Main, other major events. You've got the, polka music. Check out the city schedule, stuff's going on year long. So be sure to check us out on Boerne Main Street. And that's it right there, guys. Number 1 on our list of pros, and that's going to be Boerne's historical Main Street. So our last and final con on the list is bringing us to our number 1, and that's going to be that Boerne, Texas doesn't have any big box department shopping such as malls or large restaurant chains. So the restaurants and foods that have been placed out in Boerne, Texas are all up and down the I-10 corridor, and that's in attempts to ease the traffic inside Boerne, Texas. Like I said before, most of the roads are one-way lanes going up and down. So the demand for more variety, and folks are looking for different types of foods they want to purchase and consume. They want to get out there. They want to live. So on many of the platforms, I'm starting to see a lot of folks complain that there's a lot of antique shops and too many antique caterers for tourists, and folks are looking to live and be catered to their families. They want to buy things that are local to their activities, their hobbies, and their overall lifestyles. So if you don't cook and restaurants and food trucks are your thing, and all manners of food outdoor dining is your thing, Boerne, Texas might not be for you. So there are some options, local mom and pop shops that you can try out to eat. I mean, there is some really great food in Boerne, but if you're looking for that high chain, big box shopping malls, large restaurant chains, I'm sorry guys, that's con number 1 for you. There is none of that in Boerne, Texas. Well, there you have it, folks. I gave you 5 pros and 5 cons of what it's really like to live here in Boerne, Texas. Keeping it real with you, letting you know what the traffic's like, the shopping, the schools, the parks, and all these other things you'll most likely experience when you're making your move out to Boerne, Texas. Now look, if you've already made it this far and you haven't done so already, go ahead and tap that like button. It's going to help anyone else looking for these videos to be able to find them. Go ahead and smash that subscribe button and tap that notification bell, and you'll get notified anytime we put out a new video on this channel. Now, like I said back in the beginning of this video, we get so many people reaching out who are thinking about making the move, they're determined to make the move, or they're already here looking for a place that best fits their lifestyle. Whatever category you fall under, just go ahead and shoot us a call, shoot us a text, send us an email, however you want to get a hold of us. We've got your back when it comes to living in Boerne, Texas.